What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're gonna take a look at the brand new free-to-play tactical third-person shooter that just released onto the Steam, and that is the Vailed Expert. If you're somewhat interested in the free-to-play shooters on Steam, you might heard about this game already because the game went through a lot of beta testing during the last few months, and the game is finally here and it is completely free-to-play. So guys, today I'm really excited to share my experience with you guys, my initial thoughts about the game, and also this video is not going to be an in-depth review about this game, and it's going to be more of a first impression type of video. So without further ado guys, let's get right into it. Alright guys, first of all, what is Vailed Expert? It's a brand new free-to-play tactical third-person shooter which was developed and published by Nexon Games. And compared to most of the other free-to-play third-person shooters in the market such as Raw Company and Caliber, I would say the Vailed Expert it's somewhat similar, but at the same time they try to add a lot of different concepts from different video game genre into a single game. Ultimately it makes it a little bit overwhelming at first. As generally speaking, most of the gameplay elements are a combination of the games that are currently available in the market. First of all, it's a 5v5 round based shooter which is similar to a game like Valorant or Counter-Strike but in third person. And also in this game you can choose between different type of agents with unique set of abilities, so makes it very similar to a game like Raw Company. And at the same time the game also got some elements where the map is closing in with a magnetic field during a round similar to a battle royale game, and also you can heal and revive your teammate. In that case the game is more feel like you are playing PUBG. So ultimately I would say the Vailed Expert is a combination of all of these games that I mentioned, and they try to add those different concepts together into a single game, which does work pretty well for the most part, but depending on your preference you may or may not like it. Anyway guys, as I mentioned before, the game is completely free to play right now and available only for PC on Steam, and they haven't mentioned anything regarding the console release date yet. Alright guys, now let's talk about how the game works. This is primarily a round-based shooter where each round starts with you buying your weapons and gadgets from a buy menu similar to most of the other competitive shooters in the market like Valorant. There is also a variety of agents which has unique set of abilities and a preferred weapon. So currently there are a total of 10 different agents in the game. You can choose which agent suit your playstyle the most. As I previously mentioned guys, the game also got some battle royale elements as well. There is a shrinking area called magnetic field that is closing in during a match, which forces players to get close to each other, makes it difficult to players to stay too long in a certain spot and camp. You have to be very cautious whether you are on the attacking side or in the defending side where the zone is going to be next. There's also environmental changes in the map. For an example, the certain buildings can collapse and certain structures can be destructible, and these changes happen for an example as the bomb goes off, which will change the maps and the environment to a certain extent during rounds. With the shrinking magnetic field and also the dynamically changeable maps, makes it quite unique compared to most of the competitive shooters out there right now. Alright, when you jump into the game for the first time, you have to go through a tutorial where you can understand the basic game mechanics, how the game works, how the gunplay works. Then you have the access to the dedicated practice range where you can try out all the weapons in the game and different abilities, and overall just to get a feel of the game mechanics. As of game mode wise, we currently got two main game modes. Those are Team Deathmatch and also the Bomb Defusal. And there's also a separate playlist for casual mode and also a rank mode, which is pretty good to see. And also you can try out any of these game mode with AIs, which is also another cool feature. The primary game mode is definitely the Bomb Defusal mode. You have two separate playlists. You can play 3v3 or you can play 5v5. If you're familiar with any round-based shooter like Valorant or CSGO, gameplay elements are pretty similar. There are two sides, attacking and defending. Either you have to plant the bomb or defuse the bomb. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. The other game mode we have is the Team Deathmatch, which is somewhat different to most of the other TDM game modes because there is a buy menu available. You can buy different weapons using credits, and the amount of credit that you gain is depending on how much damage you have done. That is the same economy system that we have in the Bomb Defusal mode, and I'm not a big fan of adding that feature into the TDM mode. There's a pretty decent collection of weapons available right now in the game, including handguns, SMGs, shotguns, assault rifles, and also sniper rifles. And you can customize all of these weapons in the main menu, and once you buy those weapons during a game, all the attachment and the customization will come with it. Alright guys, now these are some of the stuff that I absolutely love about this game, and I enjoy a lot of these features during my playtime. First of all, is the map design. There are a good variety of maps available right now in the game. Some maps are pretty small with single bomb sight, and some of them are more likely to change dynamically during a game. Overall, I would say the maps are pretty good and there is a good variety to it as well. The game also got pretty solid gunplay, animation and sound design, and overall I would really enjoy the movements. The movements are really smooth. You can dodge, slide, you can peek left and right with Q and E buttons. You can use zip lines. Overall, it's very solid and very polished at the same time. And also the user interface is very easy to understand and minimalistic. And there is also another pretty cool feature that shows you whenever the rounds end. It shows you a small summary that how the round played out, and you can get a basic understand how your enemy team playing out, if they are flanking, if they are camping in the same spot. I mean, that's a pretty cool addition and something that most of the other competitive shooters are lacking these days. Overall, the game is pretty solid, but there are some certain aspects that need some big improvement in my opinion. First one is the hit registration. I always feel like the hit registration is somewhat inconsistent. This could be an issue comes with the servers or the netcode, but something that they should definitely work on and fixing. And also during my playtime, I faced a lot of connection losses and connection drops, and ultimately kicked me out of the game, which is really disappointing to see right now, because sometimes if you get kicked out of the game, you are getting a small ban for like 5 minutes ban. That is mainly due to the server disconnecting. Those are pretty basic issues. I mean, the game just released onto the Steam as early access title, so we can hope more updates coming in the future, and most of these basic issues will get fixed or improved in the upcoming months. And as I mentioned guys, the gunplay is really solid, and I would really love to see a first person mode in this game, because I'm a big fan of first person shooters. I mean, that is just my personal opinion overall. But anyway, the game definitely need more game modes in the game. Currently we only got 2 main game modes, which is definitely not enough, and adding more fun casual game modes into the game, it's I think pretty important, because not everybody is going to play the rank mode. But other than that, the game is pretty solid in my opinion, and overall performance of the game is really good. I haven't really had any major game crashes or FPS drops during my playtime. The only major issue that I had with the game is the connection issue, and the minimum system requirements are also quite acceptable in 2023, and these are pretty common to see nowadays. Gaming, you need to have a quad-core processor with 8 gigs of RAM and a decent dedicated graphics card with at least 2 gigs of VRAM. And if you are trying to play this game with a pretty low-end system with a 4 gigs of RAM and some integrated graphics, the game might run, but your overall experience with the game is not going to be that good. And finally guys, the game is free to play as you guys know, and the download size is just around 8 gigs, which is nothing much, pretty acceptable compared to most of the other games. So overall guys, I would say the game is really solid, but there are some definite improvements that needed to be done. But I can definitely recommend this game for you guys, especially if you are into these type of third-person tactical shooters. Well, that's pretty much wrap up the video guys, and I think I covered pretty much everything I want to talk about. And also, if you already played this game, definitely let us know down in the comment section how your experience with the game so far. And also guys, if you want to see more gameplay of this game, I'm going to upload an uncut raw gameplay on my second channel, so if you're interested, definitely go ahead and check it out as well. And finally guys, if you enjoyed the video so far, please make sure to drop a like on it, and also hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because we cover a lot of free-to-play games on this channel. I catch you guys soon in my next video. Stay safe.